Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Ripple Effect. Just flying around the mountains, so this is some work I did in stream. You can kind of see here. Texturing the mountain has begun. Yeah, it's not the greatest, I would say. It definitely still needs some more work, and it might look a lot better once I get more sections done. The netherrack is there. The netherrack is there so I can take the texturing one section at a time. I don't want to be overwhelmed and basically never do this. So, yeah. That's all this is. Every once in a while you'll see an update with another section being done. My nose is like stopped up, so I'm sorry for mouth breathing into the microphone. The last 2 days, it's been raining a lot here, and that's what's causing it. I just don't understand, but yeah. And now I have loud neighbors. Okay, so in here, I'm going to try to talk as fast as I can, because these neighbors I know are going to interrupt my recording. So I decided on the same system I used last year, or last season, for the storage room. This is all dug out. Okay, now Susie's going to walk around and make noise too. Awesome. So, yeah, this is dug out. This will probably be the level in which the chests sit. And I'm just going to go ahead and knock it out and build it, because obviously we did it last year. And all right, guys, quick update. The first module's in, and it definitely took 3 hours. Not so much with how hard the module is. It's more so me remembering how it goes together. And two, I lost internet when I was halfway through it for about 2 hours. So altogether, probably about an hour. But when I lost internet, it set me back because now I have to rethink about what I was doing. So yeah, one module done. I have 5 more to go. The only good news is the next 4 are going to be identical. So once I build one, the other 3 should go quickly. Fingers crossed. All right, we are back, and the entire unit is done. It's working. I had a couple issues with it, and once I had it everything built, I was running items through to make sure everything was sorting, and then these 2 stacks were not sorting, and all it was this repeater down here. It needs to be on 2 ticks. I just had it on 1 tick. Or maybe it was this repeater. It may have been this repeater. Anyways, it's all fixed now. It all works. The other big issue, though, was so the whole timing on this machine runs on filter sticks, as I like to call them. Let's come over here. Yeah, this one. I call them filter sticks. I put regular sticks in to start with, which is bad because if I need to sort regular sticks, then now I've broke my machine. So, yep, I had to cycle the machine for a couple of hours to get all the regular sticks out and replace with the filter sticks. Again, that's one of the reasons I built this machine. When it breaks, I pretty much know how to fix it. And it's literally just run filter sticks through it. And it fixes itself. That's why I like it. It's a little time consuming. We're good with that. You can also see I went ahead and switched out the furnaces from last season to do composters. Because remember, I was reminded on the podcast that the new hopper lag deterrent is composters and not furnaces. So we went with that. And I think it'll actually work well. Remember, this is a pirate themed build. So I might have those a little exposed. I might not. I'm not sure. I've started moving items from the house here. I want to say we've got these 2 rows all set up. I'm using glass this season instead of string to be my little sorting thing. Just because it looks cleaner. It's a lot nicer to look at than string. So, yeah, and I've renamed all these 2 so the glass doesn't break. I haven't yet. I kind of wait till I finish an upright, and then I go over to the anvil, rename some, and then I go back and filter it on through. The problem is I'm almost done moving everything out of the house, but like I don't have the items to put into the chest. I've got a little tiny piece of paper. You guys can hear it right there. And I basically drew up the sorting system and started labeling what I want in certain chests. And I've noticed about a good third of the chests, I don't have those items yet. Like, I think this one's supposed to be terracotta. You can see it's just all glass right now because I don't have any terracotta. Yeah. So the machine, I like it. It's now just a time process of getting everything in there. I've talked to Marlo though. So this season we need a lot of Dark Prismarine. And his Dark Prismarine costs about as much as Sea Lanterns, which I get because not only do you need Prismarine shards, you need ink, and ink's a pain in the butt to get. Or not ink, but black dye. I built a farm that has a ton of black dye. So I asked him if I could just buy shards, and he said yes. So the deal is I'm paying 1 diamond per 4 shards, which works out great because that's what he's charging for a just Prismarine block, which requires 4 shards to make. So I am extremely happy with that price. It's awesome. I have to do all the crafting myself, but more than likely Mario is going to get a ton of business from me because of that. I've also filled up, I think I have a lights box around here. I still have it emptied out. Maybe. It's going to be the last one I open, watch. Yeah, it's somewhere around here. Now I've lost my lights block. There it is. Yeah, see, all these are bought from Marlo. So, yeah, I don't have the design fully done for the face of this just yet. I want to get everything moved, and I'm going to play around. I think dark oak, stripped dark oak, I should say, is going to be the main texture type. But, yeah, so let me finish moving, and I'll start throwing together a little bit of a design, and then we'll bring you guys back. Alright guys, so with these last few shulker boxes, I'll say I'm about 90% moved. I've got like a box like this, which is just filled with some random stuff I'm not really sure that I'll need right away. Also, I've got like decoration items up here, like the bet diamond block I'm going to leave, my head, player heads. I'm just going to leave those for now. Once I start getting more things built, we'll be able to come and get those stuff. But right now, this is all kind of important stuff to make it easy on me to move on. So that's all good. But yeah, so now that we've got all of our junk, let's head back to the mountain and put this stuff away. Actually get building a storage room. Hopefully it looks good. Okay, so I'm bringing you back, and we are in the My Own Survival world. We're in a copy that's been bumped to 116. I actually had the feels and missing of this world earlier. When I was unloading all my storage stuff, I noticed I have like 12 blocks of iron left. That's it. So the fact that I know I have this world here with just this constantly flowing iron farm, and the fact that I have iron already going into overflow here and villagers all set up, I miss all that stuff. But what's important about this world is this is the design I'm going to be using for the main floor in the storage mountain. So yeah, we're using campfires and half slabs. I need half slabs because I'll be playing with light levels, so it needs to be dark. And I need it to be dock looking like. So I think we're going to go with this. And you know what? Let me just jump back to the other world and I'll explain it better there. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. There's a couple things I'm going to need everybody's help with. One, just look at this section real quick. I have sea lanterns behind here to add some light, and I have shroom lights on this side to add some light. I'm leaning towards the shroom lights, but those are a lot harder to get than the sea lanterns because I can just buy these from Minnow. So, yeah. Also, dark oak spruce. We're doing it. We're going to have a prismarine roof. And, well, I shouldn't say roof. It's more like a ceiling. And then we're going to have the half slab spruce and campfires all through here. Now, the reason it needs to be half slab other than light levels is because it makes it a lot easier to reach that top one. When I was setting everything up, I was like having to jump to click it and everything, and that's just too much. Just that little bit of half slab really does help out a absolute ton. Now, doing so means where I have these item frames, they've got to be moved. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that just yet. I definitely want item frames in there. It's really handy to have everything labeled. I'm super framey. Like, my computer's been acting up a little bit. It's running hot, too, which it could just be because it's really hot. You know, into summer in the southern United States does that. But yeah, so this is the way it's kind of set up for now. Obviously, I haven't really worked on any of these other stuff. And for you guys that spotted in the last couple clips, I switched this furnace out. Don't worry, it's a composter now. But yeah, tell me, Shroomlight, Sea Lantern. I don't think this is a bad thing. I think it'll work. I kind of like this color for now. But remember, we're having Dark Prismarine as a ceiling. So this might actually work better once the ceiling's in. You know what? Let's do the ceiling. Let's get a part of the floor laid out. And then we'll come back once we got some more work in. And then we'll talk about what we want to do next. Alright, so I'm placing some of the dock down. And I don't know if you guys can tell or not. It doesn't look good. It's just too much of the same color in the same area. Like, I know there's going to be some splashes of color up here in the ceiling and stuff, but this is just too much. And I'm not really sure what to do to fix it. There's also, let's come down. So I was hoping I wouldn't have to dig all this out for the most part, but when you get to the campfires, yeah, it all shows through. So I need to come up with something new that keeps it at half slab height. I might go with the floor that we have in the starter house because it uses completely different materials, looks good, and I can do a half slab variation. So that might be what I go with, honestly. Because I want walls to be more wooden, so having a path that's more stone is probably a good idea. All right, that is so much better. Don't mind the fact that it's so dark right now. The ceiling's going to extend out. I'm planning on having some lanterns hanging down. You can see this netherrack that was in the last clip. Move my mic. This is where the pond/lake is going to be. Now, because I can't do the dock, because obviously I have stone coming all the way out to it, this needs to kind of be more of a straight down kind of thing. It disrupts my plan a little bit. So my plan was to have the lake actually bigger than this. The dock was going to extend here, but the lake itself was probably going to go to about right here. Just obviously so you could see underneath. With this going down to the bottom of the lake, instead of having the lake like, where are we at, 68, this was going to go down to about 50 something. So instead of having it that deep, I'm going to build it a little bit more shallow. So if we're at 68, I might take it to 60. But the water level might be at 65 or something like that. It does mean if you fall in, it might be a little bit of a pain to get out. I don't know yet. We'll figure something out. Ooh, it's 116 too. So we have sideways chains. That might be something, but that might be really hard doing diagonally. So we'll have to see about that. I don't know. It's something to play with, but this is definitely the way we're going to go. I need to buckle down and start working on the ceiling. I haven't thought of an idea for this part yet. That's why I've kind of been going around planning this, doing the floor. I have this section kind of planned. I've been trying to figure out what to do in these like corner pieces, but I think I also have an idea for that too. So yeah, we'll need to figure all that kind of stuff out. But first, I need to buckle down and really come up with the top of this storage, because it's kind of hinging on the next step. Depending on what the top looks like, I can go ahead and try to figure out how I want to do these item frames. I mean, I really don't want to go back to what I did last season where I put the item frames one block back. So basically where I have the sea lanterns and the what are these called again? Shroomlights, and then glass in the front. That works, but it wasn't the best looking, and it's not going to feel very pirate themey. Worst case scenario, what happens is the tops and bottom chests just won't be labeled. It might bug my OCD nerves just a little bit, but if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. So yeah, I'm going to come up with a design, and we'll go from there. Progress has been made. Yes, we have a ceiling in. I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm 90% sold on it. I think it looks pretty good. I think it might extend a little too far out for how tall it is. Yeah, and I didn't have to do this. I could have lifted it up past this one so I could keep the item frame on there. But to have the item frame on top and then have to get rid of the item frame on the bottom wasn't going to work for me. That's going to be super weird. So I did this, and that gave it a little bit more texture. We also have some lanterns hanging down, finally using some chain blocks for once. That's more of my precious little bit of iron gone. I'm going to have to go buy some. But yeah, warped wood, dark prismarine, beautiful, just like I thought it would be. I went ahead and I did... So obviously I didn't have enough shroom lights, so I alternated it, and I actually kind of like it. It might get left at a little bit unless you guys like definitively say, no, get rid of this one, use that one. But as of right now, I kind of dig the alternating colors, and there's such a bright, beachy feel. It kind of blends in a little bit. Now, my thought was to clear my throat because that was really weird. See how this is so straight? And it's getting ready to overhang a circular area. That might be a little weird, but I really won't know until I get like the other sections in, because I've got to figure out a way to blend this in, and I just don't know how I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to have to figure that out, obviously. With how it is, I can't have it just straight like that. But that requires more building, and I haven't decided if I want the bulk storage on that side or if I want it on that side. Matter of fact, let's look at the little piece of paper. It's back. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've got 5 or 6 items going into bulk storage, which is a lot bigger than last season. Last season was only 2. Well, I think 3 by the end of the season. Yeah, so I'm going to do some math. I'm going to lay it out, see where we are, and depending on how big it is, I'll decide if we need this long area. See, the problem is with the auto furnace, we don't need depth. We need width. So the auto furnace is going to be pretty long. So it might fit. It might fit over here. Might not be a bad thing. Yeah, I just need to do some laying out, and then we'll come back. So, working on the bulk storage center, and it's off. It's off by 1. When I was building it, I misjudged. So, thanks, Suze. Yeah, you can see how it's kind of off, and it needs to be moved over 1. I misjudged it because these are two wide widths or whatever, and this is going to be 3. So I started on that end and worked my way, and yeah. But what that means is moving everything to the right. This last section might not really work because of how close we are to this mountain. I don't think I'll be able to get a filter back there. So this section might not be bulk storage. It might be a place where I store shulker boxes because we've got a ton of them and we're going to need a spot for that. So what I'm going to do real quick is tear this whole structure down, move it over 1, rebuild it, and we'll go from there. We'll see if we can't actually get a good section knocked out because we're getting low on time. Okay, guys, huge progress update. Basically, we're done. I shouldn't say we're done. We're not done with that section. That's all for show. So this section's... I can't say this section's done either. I don't know what to do with the item frames at the bottom. I got the feeling I'm just going to take them out, and we're going to just have to understand that Jungle goes here, and Birch goes here, and all this other stuff all the way around. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. But I couldn't think of anything. So that's the way we're probably going to go. What I do have now, though, is... Well, the input's not ready yet. But the output is... So instead of going to a little random chest right there, it now flows into this barrel. So if we break these guys, we can come out. We can see I replaced the chest that was sitting here with this dropper. We got a little item elevator right here. It just goes into the water. The items float up top. It's only going up 2 blocks, so it's pretty quick as it is. The water stream pushes it over into the hopper, which pushes it into this hopper, which pushes it into the barrel, and then we're all done. Also, I have a floating tree back here because you can't tell it's not floating back here. I ended up using so many leaves, you can barely tell there's an actual tree in there. I really wish I would have thought about that before I started spamming leaves to make things look good. Now we have the bulk storage system, which I'm getting ready to change out. So we're going to have lamps like so back here, and they'll light up and let us know. I'm thinking when I was doing some measuring, I might be able to actually fit another item in here, so I'm going to go for that. But as of right now, it doesn't work, obviously, because it's not hooked up to anything. There's no redstone back here at all. I just was trying to rush to get the episode done because I know we're so short on time. Like, we should probably be ending the episode, like, right now. So, yeah, that's the way this area is looking so far. It's about a third of the way done. But the other third, the auto furnace and the entrance, is very little redstone. It's mainly building, so that should go by a lot quicker. I'm going to do the redstone for the sorter off camera. Yeah, and then next episode, what we'll work on is doing the auto furnace, the entrance, and maybe the ceiling. The ceiling is it's just a ton of black concrete, so it's gonna just be about getting a lot of supplies and stuff. So that might be done on a live stream. I want to save the lagoon for last because that's the coolest part. That's gonna kind of tie everything together. But yeah, I think we're gonna end it here, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know. Hit the like button. Like always, subscribe. We're finally over 200 subs. That feels awesome. But yeah, you guys have been awesome like always, and I can't wait to see you next episode. Bye.